chose Cobbetts because I felt that they were a firm that fitted with what I was looking for from my training contract, in terms of the fact that you're a large commercial firm and that you offer seats in the areas that I'm keen to gain experience in and ultimately qualify into. And also, I think they take quite a progressive approach to the work and the clients that they take on. So I felt like I'd be presented with good opportunities whilst I was here. So far during my training contract, I've done a seat in commercial in TMTI, which is quite a broad range in terms of you cover EU law, procurement, intellectual property. I then moved to real estate, and further to that went on to comment to Adidas, so covering work such as employment, commercial, competition, intellectual property. I think doing a 5-seat rotation benefits you in terms of the fact that you get to try a variety of areas before you have to ultimately decide where to qualify, and by working with different teams and taking on the challenges that a differing workload presents you, you get to develop your skills and experience during that time. I'd say the working atmosphere at Cobbetts is professional and focused, whilst also being very approachable. So you never feel like there isn't that support there if you need it, but you're expected to do a job, so you have to show that you're capable of that. So I'd say the skills I've learnt during my training contract so far are the technical skills that you need in order to undertake the sort of work you're doing, which you pick up from the people around you. So, the experts within your department who assist you or instruct you on those matters, but that also you develop your softer skills in terms of the fact that you learn how to manage people. And I'd say by being on secondment at Adidas, you learn a lot about what the client expects and client management from a private practice perspective and commercial awareness. One of the most interesting things I've done outside of work was organising a 10-hour cycle in St Anne's Square for our charity of the year, which involved sort of fundraising, but also the organisation behind that in terms of getting the equipment together and getting people to volunteer, which was great for getting to know people around the firm. But yeah, it's quite a task in terms of getting cycle shops to donate things and then standing in a square all day watching everyone from work cycling whilst people gave us money. So very entertaining. I'd say the highlight of my training contract was going on to comment, in terms of the fact that it really pushes your development and you're put into a completely different situation. You get to know how processes work from the client's perspective and what they're looking for. You have to become a lot more commercially aware in terms of making decisions, rather than the more belt and braces approach of private practice, because it's their company and they're deciding what to do with it. They take a very different line in terms of how they'd approach things, and just fantastic experience in terms of the work I was exposed to, the variety of work involved, and the chance to push my ability and my development. At the remainder of my training contract, I'd like to continue to work in different areas, because whilst I'm now at a point where I think I've got a good idea of the sort of work I'm interested in, I'd like to be able to experience different areas to just build my development and decide for definite where I want to qualify. Because of the 5-seat rotation, I've still got 2 more full seats to do, so some litigation experience and perhaps some more corporate focused experience, and to sort of push myself to try and get to the point where I'll qualify and feel capable of taking on that next step. When you've come through university and law college and you're on a path and in a direction and know where you want to be, then starting work and having that continued and working within a firm that offer the opportunities to allow a good varied training contract and to be involved in things that aren't purely just work focused has definitely allowed me to achieve my ambitions in terms of my professional life. I'd say Cobbetts has surpassed what I was expecting from my training contract in terms of the variety of work you're given and the chance you're given to push yourself, and the fact that you're entrusted with a lot more responsibility than I was expecting. I'm a member of the CYP committee, which is Cobbetts Young Professionals, which involves organising external events for members of other companies in, say, the banking world, and companies such as Deloitte and PwC to attend our events, to socialise with people from within the firm. It's a chance for internals to be involved, so it's great business development. I'm also on the Buddy Committee, which organises events for our future trainees to allow them to come into the firm, get to know how the firm operates, meet people, get to know the current trainees. I'm on the CSR Committee, which is our corporate social responsibility, which involves organising events for our charity of the year to raise money for a cause that's voted for by people within the firm. I think being a member of the committees is a good way to get to know the people within the firm in terms of trying to involve them in the events that you organise. I think it shows that you're able to take on responsibility outside of your expected role, and therefore allows you to demonstrate your commitment and the fact that you want to be seen to be doing a good job as opposed to just doing a good job.